We got Vito in Tallahassee. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
I'll just get right to the point then. I'm an atheist. I was born into a Catholic household like so many others, and at around like 13 or so, I began to have different views, and I became an agnostic and eventually an atheist. Early on, my parents were separated, and I lived with my mother. And my father, who I didn't see very often, we would have, these little mini debates about theology, like most people do, or most children do when they deconvert like that. Mm-hmm. But the main problem is he told me that he didn't believe me. He thought that I was just kind of saying that to be like a rebel. And that belief of his has kind of persisted to today, and I'm 18 now. And
so he's playing denial games with you? Is that what it is? It's denial on his part?
Yeah, he actually told me maybe like a few months ago that I'm actually lying to him when I say that I'm an atheist. Not that he doesn't agree with atheism in general, but that he actually thinks that I'm just lying when I am a Christian. And I mean, it's been a tremendous wedge in me having a relationship with my father.
Sure.
And I mean, I'm sorry because I know this isn't really on topic, but I just wanted to know, like, if you guys had maybe even a little bit of advice as to how I could at least let him know that I'm not just kind of trying to troll him, you know what I mean? Because he really honestly believes that.
I think it's a defense mechanism on his part. You're worried about, how this, he thinks you're lying, and you're worried about how this affects your relationship. And I think if he believed you were telling the truth, it might affect the relationship even more severely than it currently does. Right now, he's probably, and I'm just guessing, he's probably struggling with trying to understand how anybody could hold this position, let alone, his own kid. And it's a lot easier for parents to simply think that these things are fads, that you are rebelling, that you're not being honest about it. I don't know that I would do too much. I mean, my first instinct was like, well, are you lying when you tell me you're a Christian? Are you just going along to get along? But I don't know that I'd do that either. I think the best thing that you can do is just keep being who you are, and keep being honest. And eventually, I mean, it might take a while, but I'm pretty sure if you maintain this position and honesty and everything, that eventually he's going to come around and say, you know what, I guess he's not lying. He really doesn't believe. But I think the thing you have to do is realize that this is your dad's problem, not yours. This is him having difficulty coming to grips with reality, which I would argue as a theist, there's already this problem of coming to grips with reality, or coming to understand why it is that people reject these God claims that other people accept. I wish I had, you can't possibly convince somebody that you're not lying about what you feel or what you believe. It's like he's accusing you of lying about your favorite color type of thing.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
And I hear some emotion in your voice too, and it could be that he's pushing your buttons because he feels hurt. So I would recommend that you try to detach your emotions from this thing and not let him get your goat with this, right?
Yeah.
In many ways, it may not matter what he says. I think the deeper issue is that he's sort of calling you a liar. I think that's the more serious issue, and I think you ought to defend yourself on that.
Yeah.
But don't be a punching bag, and don't play into the game. Pull yourself out of the game. Don't give him so much power. It would be my advice.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys are both right. Thanks. I really appreciate it. You guys both made me feel better.
Oh, good.
Well, good. And good luck with that. I mean,
and reach out to an atheist community in your area if you can.
As a matter of fact, I was looking into that just recently because I've lived in a small town my whole life. So now that I'm in a place with more population, it's like I might actually have a chance to go to meetups like that if I could find one.
Yeah, I would.
It's not that hard to
that.
start one. Also, believe it or not, it's really pretty easy these days, especially with the internet and atheist meetup and these sorts of things. Having a support system would help you a lot, and that advice goes to a lot of folks that are maybe out in little off the beaten path places, you can reach out to other people that have a like mind. And I think that's one of the big successes of our group here is we have a community of folks and a lot of people that get along pretty well and think alike.
I think Don hit a really important thing in noting that this accusation of lying is probably the more serious thing. And while I do think it's a defense mechanism on your dad's part, that might be the way to go in further conversations, rather than going round and round and round about the religion thing. Go have a conversation about the idea that he thinks that you're just lying. Why does he think that? What reason does he have for you to do that? And explain to him how that makes you feel, that he thinks you're lying about something that, what would it feel like for him if when he told you he was a Christian, you just assumed he was lying and went on about it? I mean, this is an attack on your character that goes beyond any disagreement about the existence of gods or pixies or whatever.
Yeah, it's hurtful.
Yeah.
So we really hope things work out for you. And hey, if you can't find a group in your area, you can always start one. But also feel free to give us a call back and let us know how things are going for you.
Great. Thank you guys so much.
Sure.
Good luck with the rest of the show.
Thanks.
Sure. Appreciate it.